Hello everybody, hope you're well. This video is all about this. A new folding bike from FIIDO. This is the FIIDO X, or the X from FIIDO. It's a rather fancy design on this one. Has this very fancy clamp system for the seat, and the seat and the seat stem. The seat stem's the battery, and there's no wires to connect it. The rails for the battery are on the seat stem, which I think is a really clever design. So if you're using this to commute, go to work on, you'll be able to just slide that out and take it into the office. And it also makes it super safe, because it's no use whatsoever to anybody without a seat and a saddle, and particularly a battery. As you see, I don't have a lot of room in my camper van, but it fits in there no problem whatsoever. It's a lovely compact bike, and it's not too heavy at all. And if you're to take the seat out of it, it's super light. So it's great for storage. Power delivery wise is nice and smooth. I thought my knees was going to hit the handlebars when cycling it. And as I say, I'm 6 foot tall and there's plenty of room there. And of course you can rotate those handlebars forward or backwards to give you a bit more room if you need to. Into sports mode, into the top power now. Quiet motor. As I say, power delivery is lovely. You can tell it's got a torque sensor. Straight out the box, the gears work no problem. Nice and smooth. So what would you use this for? Well, I think you're not going to do any downhill racing or serious mountain biking. This is very much going to be a commute around town, a holiday bike. Stick it in your boat, on your camper van, your caravan, or even in back of your car. You do a fair few miles with that battery. Or park in the middle of nowhere, like we are now, and ride down to the village for a bar, a beer or two, and to the pop to the shops. Let's give it a proper test. It should be on these sort of gravel tracks. It's doing alright though. Certainly not the bike for this, but it's a good test. And this is a hill. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. Certainly enough power there. I'm probably in the wrong gear. It's getting there though. And I'm not out of breath. It's doing the job. It'd quite easily go up hills on a road. Let's have a closer look at some of the specs. You can easily tell it's a quality bike by just looking at it and the feel of it. It's very well made. This moulded aluminium frame is very stylish. All the cables are hidden inside the frame. The mechanisms like this clamp for the seat is substantial. And the quality, the actual feel of it is very good. It's got a torque sensor in here. It's a UK bike with a 250 watt motor. Hydraulic disc brakes, which are far over and above, I must say, for something like this, but it's nice to have. The 20-inch wheels, and they're just under 2 inches wide, the tyres. And they're more of a town tyre, I would say, rather than off-road, but I'd try it on a gravel track, which I'll do in a minute. When you see the assembly video, in fact, we'll go back to the cottage now and I'll show you how it went together, because I had a particular issue with these mudguards that drove me mad. And they're on now, and they're on properly, but you'll see in the assembly video what a problem I had with them. Let's show you how it was delivered, what it comes with, and how it goes together. But the first thing I must say, for such a small bike, it's a very big box, so I'm hoping this is an easy assemble. I'll only use the tools that it comes with. I won't read the instructions. And the only other thing I'll use is this knife or a pair of scissors to cut the tire out if there's any. That's the battery in the seat. That's good. Looks like it's just the battery and seat to slide in. Oh, and the pedals to go on. Good. There's another box of accessories down at the bottom there. This should be relatively straightforward. So in the accessories box, you get some plastic brackets, some spanners, screws, some more plastic brackets, some more spanners. Mudguards. Power pack with the UK plug, which is good to see. Some Allen keys, reflector, folding pedals, got a bell or a reflector, a bell. There's the instruction book. Instruction book with pictures and description. Information about the display, and you can have an app as well. There's the seat and the seat stem, and these on the rail are the contacts, so there's no cable to plug in. On-off switch, that looks like a fuse, and there's the charging port, so it can be charged in the bike and you can slide it out and charge it in the house. Quite a wide seat. It's going to be soft. Can't see any scratches or any marks. Folding pedals, but they're all metal, they're not plastic. I've not seen that before. They're not real good quality. As always, make sure you get the right pedal on the right side and the left pedal on the left side. On the crank arms it tells you which way to screw it in, and there is a left and R on there, and they also have Allen key slots in the side as well as the position for a spanner. But they are really nice pedals, those. You don't need to tighten these too tight because one's a left arm thread, so as you're cycling it tightens them up. So you can put them in hand tight and just nip them up with a spanner. So the mudguards back and front, these plastic things screw into here. So there must be some screws in the packaging, and there are some screws in the front forks, and must be some in the back to keep those stays. They're just plastic, and they're plastic as well. Screws for the mudguards, and they've got these tiny little nuts on, and there's no spanner to fit the nuts. They look really awkward to fit. Also in the instructions it doesn't tell you how these go. There's no mention of how to fit those or a picture. It's like the reason there's no spanner is because there's inserts in this plastic which hold the nuts, so you don't need a spanner. And I presume that must go on the inside then. So I fitted those arms. I don't know why it couldn't come fitted with those, and I don't know why it couldn't come fitted on the bike, to be fair. But never mind. Comes with a nut and bolt to go through here. There is a spanner to fit this. Use a 10mm if you don't drop it. This would be a really fast assembly if you didn't have to put mudguards on. And there are screws already in the front forks to fasten the bottom bit on. And there is an Allen key in the box to fit it. So the Allen key to fit the mudguard stays is that big. The screw's in really tight, so you have to get it, you can't do it quickly. You really should take the wheel out to do this, I think, which defeats the object of having the bike already built. What a mess about. I suppose you only have to do it once. The components are good and it fits well, but as you can see, I haven't started swearing yet, but it's quite annoying trying to get it undone and the spokes are in the way. And then of course you have to line it all up and get the screw back in again. Take the damn thing out now, I've lost the screw. The back mudguard stays go on the same as the front ones, but they face that way. And then the screws for this part are in the bike, and the screws for this part are also in the bike. And again, the long Allen key that come with it doesn't fit those, which would be ideal to do it so you can get in without getting your hand stuck. You have to use this little one, which makes it very awkward. They look great quality, but they're an absolute pain to fit. That was so frustrating trying to get those screws in there to fasten that on, and to get these screws at the back of here to put the chainstays on without taking the wheel out, which I wasn't willing to do, so I've stuck them on the outside. I've probably been messing about with that for about half an hour, maybe even longer with the back mudguard, and similarly with the front. So they are on the outside and they're supposed to be on the inside, but I can't get in there with my hands and that silly little Allen key to supply with it. So I've done it like that. It also comes with a bell that's not fitted, and you'd probably expect that to be there or there. But you can't really put it there because that means the gears are too far away. You can't put it there because that means this will be too far away. So this bell that's obviously designed to fit somewhere like that is going to have to go somewhere like that. I think somebody probably thought on this, oh, we need it to have a bell. And they didn't think where it was going to go. So to switch it on, there's a power button in there. And then there's a power button on here. And that loud click really made me jump. But there must be a relay in here to lock the battery into the frame, and that's what that is. And you can unlock it from the switch control on here. But when you first switch it on, if it's in its lock mode, it really does click and make you jump. But it sounds a substantial lock that's actually in it. Interesting. So there you have it. Apart from fitting the mudguards, as you've seen. Oh, I'll just give up on that. I'm sure it'll be alright like that. You never know, by the time you see me outside again, you might find them the other way around if I can be bothered. I'll see if I can find a long Allen key and do it that way. But that was so frustrating. Apart from that, absolutely brilliant. If you back this bike and don't want mudguards on it, you can just put the pedals on and slide the seat in and off you go. No marks, the quality of it looks good. And to be fair, those mudguards are really, really good. They're just such a faff to fit, particularly those back ones with the tools that are supplied. And there's no information in the instructions at all about how to put them together. But apart from that, let's get back outside. I'm pleased to say I got a different Allen key and I persevered and fitted these backstays on properly. But what I'd also say as well is the very good quality mudguards. There was just such a faff to fit, particularly this one with the tools provided. But once I got a decent size Allen key that would fit all the way through, it went on reasonably easy. Now to fold this up, this has probably got the best folding metal pedals I've ever seen. And they seem to be FIIDO's own make as well, unless they've had them stamped from another company. The clasp here in the centre has got a safety catch. You lift that forward, then the clamp comes out. And that's cast aluminium as well. There's a clamp on here so you can rotate the handlebars if you wish. And there's a button on there, you press that and pull that down. And then there's a button on this side as well, which you press to fold the bars down. And again, There's a quality feel to all the mechanisms, and there's brass fittings in there, and they look to be stainless with alloy castings inside. There's a magnet for the wheels. There's a magnet on the front wheel, a magnet on the back wheel, so you can fold it up and it'll stick together. And when you drop the seat right down, the base of the seat becomes the stand, which makes it nice and easy to stand up and relatively easy to move about as well. You can wheel that about quite easily. And as I say, if you take the battery out, it's very easy to move about, very light. And it couldn't be easier to reassemble. Fold it across, press the clamp in, lift this up, put the clamp on, unfold your pedals. There you go. Off you're ready to go. And a closer look at that seat clamp. It really has got a tight jaw on it to hold the seat in place. And you'll get some fair old extension on that seat as well. As I say, below I'll put the specs of the rider height size. But all these mechanisms are very well made. I'll just show you this one in here again, because you can see the quality of the actual fittings. There's a brass piece there, they're all cast. That looks to be stainless, and that looks to be stainless. I haven't seen that quality on a folding bike for some time. Hydraulic disc brakes, which are far probably more than this bike ever needs, but it's nice to have. 7-speed gears and up and down shifters on the bars. Rubberized grips that are screwed into place so they're not going to slide around. Nice simple display. And to switch this bike on, you press and hold that button in there. Underneath there's a fuse actually, which is nice to see. These are the rails that pick up the power and transmit it through the frame into the motor. And then you press the power button and it comes on. And if you listen to that click, as I said in the assembly video, when I first did it, it made me jump. But there must be a solenoid in here that locks the battery into position. And then up and down the power settings, off, eco, sport and turbo. And your memory does all the things you would expect it to do. So you would get your speed, you turn it from kilometers to miles per hour, etc. This button here is to lock the battery in. So if you can unlock the battery with it being switched off. And if you double press the memory button, it switches the built-in lights on. So these lights are built into the frame and quite bright, and they run off the main battery. And there's the back one. No brake lights on it, but certainly bright enough lights for commuting around. As I say, there is a clamp on there as well that you can rotate the bars backwards and forwards. Size wise, I'm 6 foot tall. And I've got flat feet there, and there's a hell of a lot more movement on this saddle. You can't alter the height of the bars. You can move them backwards and forwards, but you can't alter the height. The brakes are super good. The power takeoff's good. With it having a torque sensor, it's nice. And the brakes again, no problem whatsoever. As I say, I reckon cable disc brakes would be good enough on this, but they're super good. Display's nice and small, easy to use. Everything's adjustable from your handlebars and easy to get to. So what do I think to it? Well, I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. It's a very stylish, well-made, quality products, and it feels good to cycle. And I know I whittled on probably more than I should have done about the mudguards, but once they're on, they're great. The seat's very comfy. Doesn't look it, but it's very comfy. It's got a hell of a range in the actual seat stem for height-wise. As I said, these are not adjustable up and down, but being able to rotate them like that, moving backwards and forwards, does help. I think it'd be a great bike for commuting, going to work on, You could easily put this on a train, no problem with that. And as you see, it fits in back of my camper van, no problem. You can get some accessories, I believe. I think you can get a rack for it. So it'd be good to take shopping. Good little all-round bike. As you saw, it was all right on the gravel tracks. We didn't go far, but we had to go the gravel tracks just to try it out. It's done well. You can tell it's got a torque centre and a decent motor as well. The motor is very quiet and the torque centre brings the power in nice and smoothly. There's no snatching. You can't really ghost ride this. You actually have to turn the wheels to actually get the motor to engage through the torque centre. The display is good enough. Gives you everything you need to do. And I really like it that you can switch it on and off here and take the seat out and take the seat into charge with the battery being connected to the seat. And it's not over heavy. It's particularly light, as I said before, when you take the battery out. So if you take the battery out, which is locked in, that's interesting. So you have to unlock it to take the battery out. So that's that clicking sound. So I'd have to switch it back on and unlock it to get the battery out. There we go, clicked. I can take the battery out now. That's a great safety device, isn't it? So I really like it that you can do that, and that makes it super light to put away and probably a bit smaller to store as well. Well, that just leaves me to say thanks for watching. All the information will be in the description, the price, if there's any offers on, any more information, there'll be their website and links to their website. And thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one.